Hey guys, welcome back to the homestead. So today I'm actually going to show you guys how I make my beef tallow lotion, which is really good for just about applying everywhere: hands, face, lips, neck, wherever you've got a lot of dry skin. If you are going to put it on your feet, make sure you put socks on afterwards until it absorbs in. Usually it's best to do it like right before bed. That way you can absorb in overnight and you're not walking around right on slippery feet. So what I've actually done is I've gone ahead and measured out. I think I've got close to about 5 tablespoons of tallow in my jar. Now normally I mix this up in a tinted jar, but so you guys could actually see what was going on, I'm going to use a clear jar. I've got about 2 to 3 tablespoons of castor oil. And I've pre-mixed all my essential oils. And in my essential oils, I've got vitamin E base, 5 drops of lemon, 15 drops of geranium oil, 5 drops of Bergamot, 5 drops of Frankincense, 3 drops of Rosemary, which Rosemary is also a preservative if you didn't know. I've got 10 drops of Rosehip, 5 drops of Mrryh, and 3 drops of Lavender. And so each one of those has a different property that's really good for skin. A lot of them are anti-inflammatory. Their bergamot is really good for acne. If you're sensitive and have really sensitive skin, you're definitely going to want to test the bergamot in a carrier oil to see how you react to it, right? So you don't inflame your skin if you're going to put it on your face. All of these have tightening properties. I think Mrryh will actually help you produce collagen. And then of course you get the vitamin A, the vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin K, all from your tallow. And then of course it has, make sure it's grass-fed, right? Grass-fed tallow, not grain-fed tallow, because you'll get better properties out of grass-fed tallow. And then your castor oil, you want to make sure it's cold pressed and organic. So all we're going to do is, if you've ever made mayonnaise, kind of the same properties. We're not going to put our essential oils in until last because they do better stirring them in than they do infusing them in with your immersion blender. If you don't have an immersion blender, you can whip this because you're actually going to kind of watch it and make sure that your oils don't separate over time too. This is why it's good to do it in small batches. I used to mail out the lotion, but with the postal service and the hot and the freezing and the hot and the freezing all through those services, it just didn't hold up well. So I figure it's better to show you guys how I do this. So we're actually just going to start literally by putting our immersion blender in the jar. And then we're just going to slightly pour over our castor oil. And so what we're going to do is put this back down into the jar. Now, if you're going to mix this up as gifts or for friends and family and stuff, you can put it into your cake mix, into your batter bag now, your icing bag, I mean. And actually, it's easier to squirt it into the smaller jars like that. But of course, I'm not going to be doing that on this one, and you'll see the consistency of it almost became like a thick frosting. I don't know if you can really see in there. So it changed, and now that castor oil and that tallow are mixed together in there. So let me just take this, set it on the towel so I don't have a greasy mess later. And we're going to take our essential oils, like I said, and we're just going to kind of stir them in. To me, they just do better when we stir them in because we don't want to break down our oils too much. just slowly stir them. If you don't have a cow spatula, you should definitely get one. I highly recommend it. And I go a little bit heavier on the geranium just because I like the smell of it. If you're not necessarily interested in like all the essential oils and the mixings, and you really just want a lotion that smells nice or like your favorite essential oil, then you can do that too, right? This is this right now is just for healing properties and chapped skin and aging and all those fun things that we get to deal with. But if you're like, I just want something easy that smells nice and pretty, you can literally just put rose essential oil in. If you only want frankincense, you can only put frankincense in it. It's really up to you. If you don't like castor oil and you want to swap out and use olive oil, you can do that as well. But the great thing about it is you just kind of make it how you want it and what's good for your skin. And it's going to be a little bit creamy to start with, but as it sits, it will firm up a little bit. You see, it's not runny, but it's amazing. And then what I usually do is I'll take it and I'll put it in a smaller jar, and I'll put it in my bathroom. I actually have a small jar by where I sit at night. That way I can just kind of apply it as I need to. There we go. So like I said, it's pretty versatile. It rubs in nicely. Doesn't leave a good residue. I just wouldn't put it on my feet if I was going to be walking around barefooted. But if you're going to put socks and shoes on afterwards, it's fine. But yeah, it's kind of nice. It's actually one of my favorites. It smells really nice too. So I appreciate you guys stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this. Very simple, very easy, something you can do yourself to make sure you know what's going on your skin, on your family's skin.